Hey, Michelle.
Jack.
Hey, how are you? How you been? Sick. How you doing? Good. So we're still good for tomorrow at 3? Yeah, it should be fine. I got this, the right app on my desk. It's too heavy to put in there. Okay. Did you open any of them? No, I didn't. Yeah, well, listen, I can open them. Yeah, no, it's fine.
Wow.
So, sure. Okay. Sounds good. Thank you. Yeah, I doubled it. As you had it.
Oh, you are right, yeah.
What time is it?
I'm looking to write home about.
Yeah. Certified, we need to certify payroll. I'll do it right now. Yeah, okay. I like the fact.
She's already had enough of face. All right. Looks like I made the accident. Let's make sure that he wants to still.
I didn't say they'd be entire.
That's my stuff.
Wednesday of each month, right?
I don't know why I didn't show that.
Yeah.
69.29 tons.
Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate Yeah. Well, yeah.
How you feeling? Good, better safe than never. One minute. You're good for tomorrow. Usually, yes. Yes, usually, yes, should be.
Just there. Like before, we probably need to go through.
Same, yes.
Charles, to make sure they even have a. Yeah.
Good? Nope. Yeah.
Oh, here you go. Never mind.
How you doing?
Yeah. I will. We definitely did. We just like, where Carl? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, wait, up here?
Oh, you think. Everybody, we're gonna follow me to work, and everybody stand. For pledge of allegiance to the flag. United States of America. And to the republic for which stands one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call.
Council President Dickerson,
Present.
Councilor Iger. Here. Councilor Johnson,
Here.
Councilor Michelle Miller,
Here.
Council Vice President Dante Miller,
Here.
Councilor Roberts,
Present.
Councilor Stubbs,
Present.
Mayor Hammick.
Present.
Presentations. Chief, want to come up? Patrolman, Kenneth, retirement. There.
Come on up here, Ken. Good evening, everyone. Council, mayor,
Good evening.
community. Margaret, Ken, stand next to me. So tonight's a special occasion in that we have the opportunity to recognize Ken Lucky here on his outstanding career with the Morton Police Department. Ken came up here with me to be recognized for his outstanding service for 23 years with the Morton Police Department. So Ken began his career with the Morton Police in July of 2002. And as I just said, he served our community for 23 years. And the following statistic is a testament to Ken's durability. In that 23 years during Ken's tenure with the police department, his career has overlapped the employment of 67 officers here in the Morton Police Department. 67 officers. He's been a valued, reliable, and committed member of the Morton Police Department. And I was blessed that when I was appointed chief here, I had the opportunity to sit and talk with Ken and discuss with him his future plans with the department. And he committed. He committed to spending another year with the department and to help out and to make sure the transition went smoothly. And he kept his promise, remained a valued member of the team. And I was fortunate to work several night shifts with Ken where we got the opportunity to share stories about policing, about our outside interests, as well as our families, which clearly to me, that was the most important thing to this man, was his family. So it's important for everyone to know that this extra year commitment by Ken was due to his selfless nature, where he puts aside his own goal and his own desire of spending more time with his family and spending more time with his church community, which he was clear that was very important to him also. And last month, Ken decided it was his time to bring his career here in the Morton Police to a close. And as a token of our appreciation for your 23 years of service, I want to present you with this plaque. and it reads. Officer Kenneth Lucky, badge number 9329, July 10th, 2002 to February 17th of 2025, in recognition for 23 years of unwavering service to the Morton Police Department and exemplary commitment to the citizens of the Borough of Morton. Thank you and best wishes.
Good evening, everyone. I thank you for this. First of all, I thank God for allowing me to get to this point. And anybody who's in law enforcement knows that it's not guaranteed that can actually go home. Do it for over 23 years. My family was dedicated to allow me. My son is here, Jordan Lucky. My daughter Ariel Lucky is here. My wife was not able to be today because she's out of town. But I want to thank them for just allowing me to do this because she motivated me. I went to the academy twice. I went first and I couldn't complete it. And she said, I want to see you sit down home complaining. I wish you could do this. Go back and do it again. Morton gave me an opportunity. You know, during that time, it was hard to get a police job. So you just applied. And Gene Demir was actually chief at the time who actually hired me. I thank him and Johnny Hill for taking me under their wing. During that time, I got to work with Sergeant Joe Luspina, Sam DeVickus, Bill Rothstein. They took me all under their wing, showed me so much in police work. And throughout all these years, I got to work with so many numerous officers who came through here and went to other departments, the surrounding departments. They encouraged and supported me. I love Morton. Morton is a good borough. I really enjoyed it here, meeting all the different people, the different families. It was a good experience, and I just say thank you, everyone. Thank you, City Council, for for just giving me this opportunity. It was not easy to leave law enforcement, but again, realizing that I have to just kind of move on and other things in my life. But I just want to thank my family for coming out. Thank you, Chief Lois, for this. You know, looking to bring us to the City Council about this. But I just want to thank you. Thank you all you guys who did come out tonight because y'all helped me out a lot of good times. So I just want to say thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, thank you sincerely.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
No, all right. It's been a while.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
They can go and, because the guys, technically, the guys.
Yeah. I'm going to step outside.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations on retirement.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
Sir, I own several properties here in Morton. I'm one of the larger taxpayers. Two questions I have. One, we have the Morton Comprehensive Plan. I noticed it's not on the minutes as a scheduled date. Is it actually going to be this coming Monday at 6 o'clock here in the Borough Hall?
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay. And my second question is, under the Finance Committee, I see you have the tax collector report, the treasurer report, and disbursements general for February. Is there a way of getting a copy of these?
Are you asking for a copy?
I'm asking for a copy. Can I get a copy of these, or do I have to file a FOIA request? I wasn't sure of the procedure.
Yes, you're good.
Yes.
Yes,
Just ask the borough manager.
yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. Mr. Hefner.
Yes. Oh, okay. Excellent. Thank you.
Mr. Sean,
Mario Smith, 46 South Morton Avenue. I'm more than a bit incredulous that it's on the agenda here and we have an advertisement up for a chief financial officer position. I'm not aware of any such position existing, and I don't believe council's voted on such a position, so I'm not sure how we're advertising to hire that. I mean, in no business in the world is this how things work. It's a lot of people concerned about norms being broken in Washington. There's a lot of norms being broken here in Morton Borough in a very similar way, and it's frankly scary. So my question, I guess, is when is council going to take up entertaining such a position? I'd caution about calling it a CFO position because CFOs are quite expensive. The way I read the solicitation is for a financial, assistant manager or bookkeeping assistant manager, somewhere in between those two. But CFOs cost a lot of money. Not to say that, it's not an important position. And that's the whole point about it needing to be established by council. When I was council president, we established the borough manager position by council vote. So that is the precedent, as well as good business practice, good financial practice. And I would lastly challenge the solicitor that barring that, I would think any action taken by a person hired into that position would be ripe for legal challenge if they're not duly, if the position isn't duly enacted by council. That's all I have for now. Thank you.
This is just a typo. It's the treasurer position that you've had for forever.
The advertisement is for a chief financial officer
Yeah.
on the borough website. Mr. Well, you should find out what you're not being told before you speak.
Mr. Lloyd Pratt?
Just remind you again, if you please get back to your comprehensive agenda. As I mentioned repeatedly, it's educational, transparent, and it's good government. And along with handing it out as a meeting, maybe you could put it on your website too. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's it.
Thank you. Moving on to committee reports. Finance Administration. Christian.
She's not here.
We want to have our manager read.
Tax collector's monthly report, in your agenda packet. Balance collected at the beginning of the month was $50,004.22. Additions during the month, $1,623,367.86. And total cash collected for all columns, $178,069.57.
Thank you. The treasurer's report.
President's report, pending cash balance as of February 28, 2025, general fund, $477,917.49. Liquid fuels fund, $71,290.75. Total governmental funds, $549,208.24. The sewer enterprise fund, $46,980.73. Total all funds as of,
Can we cut that echo? Are you recording on the phone? Trying to get it to stop. There it goes.
Thank you.
Total all funds is $596,188.97.
Okay,
And there's also, a bill list for your consideration.
okay. Thank you. Everybody has copies of this person's journal for February. Do you have any questions? Okay. Get into my report, public facilities infrastructure.
Thank you. There's a resolution applying to the Pennsylvania Department of Conservation and Natural Resources for DCNR grant for Morton Borough Jacobs Park Phase 2 improvement. To consider the proposal for design work for the multimodal grant, and I'm going to hand that over to Mr. Catania.
Thank you, Councilor Johnson.
You're welcome.
As you're aware, the borough received a $250,000 grant from the state for improvements in the intersection of Woodland Avenue and Morton Avenue. We had asked for over $1 million for that. We really received partial funding. So tonight, what I'm asking Borough Council to consider would be to approve a contract with traffic planning and design to begin the design work, the implementation of that grant. The project will have a reduced scope that will basically, it's going to basically upgrade the traffic signal itself. The new mast arm, new just pedestrian, hand-man signs for pedestrian crossings, new underground wiring, new controller, and some pavement markings. What we've taken out of the grant proposal would be the coordination of the grant proposal included new cross arms for the railroad. Those are gone. Coordination between the traffic signal and the railroad signal will remain as it is now. There were some curb reconfigurations we were doing that's now eliminated to meet this reduced amount of money that we have to spend. So the proposal from traffic planning, which by the way is included in the grant, will be covered by the grant, is $28,900. So later in the agenda, I think there's an action item to approve that work.
Thank you. Next would be the building code official report.
Thank you. For the month of February, there were 6 building permits received and 6 permits issued. Houston, you can see 2 projects were inspected, but none were passed, and 3 contractors' licenses were issued.
Thank you. The next would be our engineer's report. So first item under that would be the sanitary sewer rehabilitation project. So in situ form has finished the work on the current contract, and the final project came in under budget, leaving about $15,000 in the grant. So there's a recommendation that would be to do some additional manhole rehabilitation work as a change order to in situ form to use the balance of the grant money. And council would need to consider authorizing the extra work. Second item would be the DCED PA small water and sewer grant. The Department of Community and Economic Development has a grant for sanitary and storm sewer projects available for projects up to $500,000. The grant does require a 15% match, so recommendation would be to submit an application for the additional sanitary sewer rehabilitation work, and then the council would need to consider a resolution authorizing the application. And last that I have to report is a 2025 street resurfacing. So the borough engineer, along with the public works foreman, put together a tentative list of streets that could be considered for paving or patching. And some of those would include sections of Rose Lane, Harding Avenue, Broad Street, Main Street, Walnut Street, Baker Street, and patching on North Morton Avenue near Woodland, Cedar Avenue at Yale, and Providence Road between Providence and Baltimore Place. So the cost of that paving totals over $170,000. And the patching is about 20,000. And then council would need to discuss and consider authorizing the advertisement of a bid subject to the selection of the final street list with the borough manager and the borough engineer. And that's all I have to report.
Mayor. Councilwoman Johnson, by any chance, was Oak Avenue on there for anything on the streets?
No, but it's just a tentative list,
Okay,
so.
all right. Cause, okay, cause if you could, all right, Mr. Catania, Oak Avenue,
I need to double check this, but
okay.
for every reason, I think Oak is a private.
Okay, that's what I didn't know. I thought it had something to do with a private street or whatnot. But because their street does tend to always have a paving problem there, where it intersects at Oak Avenue and Woodland Avenue. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I had a question for Mr. Catania. The use and occupancy requirements, a couple of people that are landlords have told me they haven't received any letters about having that done for last year or this year so far. Is there any update on?
The annual inspection?
Uh-huh.
I'll have to check that.
Okay.
When they go out. It would have been outlined.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else, Mr.?
No,
Okay.
that's all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
And public safety?
Good evening, everyone. Before you start, Chief, before we get into our reports, we did have a busy weekend in the borough. I just want to give a shout out to both, our police and fire department for showing up. We did have, a situation Saturday that, I mean, honestly, you guys really just showed up and took care of everything, all the way down to, Public Works. William came out, made sure the road was blocked. The communication was on point. So I just want to again, just make everyone aware of just how great our public safety, both fire and police departments are here in Morton. So I want to thank you personally because I was on site for both of the incidents. So before we get into those reports, I just wanted to give you a shout out and thank you for showing up for our residents.
Thank you, Council. Right, the police report for tonight's meeting, our objectives for 2025, objective one was to reduce accidents by 10% per year, which would be 10 total incidents, due to the dramatic reduction in accidents we had last year. Objective two is increase the volume of training, and objective three is to increase our community engagement. So for our training for this reporting period, we had 7 incidents of in-service training, 18 other trainings, for a total of 20 hours and 10 minutes of in-service and 29 and a half hours of other training. For our accidents, for this reporting period, we had 11 compared to 9 at this time last year. That's a 22% increase. In reviewing the accident data, none of the accidents, I wouldn't deem any of the accidents to be related to aggressive driving. Matter of fact, 3 of the accidents were in parking lots of businesses where a person was backing out of a spot and didn't see somebody in the blind spot. So overall, we do have a 4% increase because we had 25 this year compared to 24 last year to date. Our traffic checks, we had 79 this reporting period compared to 56 last year at the same time. That's an increase of 41% of officer proactivity. This year we have 199 total citations for the year. I'm sorry, 199 total traffic checks compared to 129. It's a 54% increase in officer activity and proactivity. Warnings, we had 49 warnings that we gave to motorists this past reporting period compared to 5 last year. That's over 800% increase. And year to date, we have 109 warnings compared to 91 last year. So again, more motorists that are being engaged and their driving habits addressed. And then citations, we had a 75% increase in citations this reporting period. And overall, we have a 4% increase for the year with a total of 83 citations compared to 80 last year. Again, the traffic checks, the warnings, the citations are all going towards the goal of slowing people down and reducing aggressive driving and trying to reduce the chances of accidents. Community engagements, we had 4 this month compared to 2 last year. For the year, it's 13 compared to 2 last year, and I was able to set up with the SLC where we're going to have an officer that's going to be going over there every week as the mystery reader to a different kindergarten or first grade class. We're pretty excited about that. We also had Officer Rossi and Sergeant Brown who participated in the Read Across America Week, where they were over there assisting the kids with crafts and helping make bookmarkers and stuff for a total of 4 hours between the 2 officers. And yeah, we were very happy to be able to be invited to be part of that with the SLC. Related to reducing accidents, we have obtained the digital speed signs. I just have to get them put together, and then once we get them put together, we will deploy them into the areas where we feel that they're most needed. And that's the digital speed signs were the product, fortunately, of a grant that our state representative, Jen O'Mara, was able to help secure for us for $68,000, which got us the digital speed counters as well as a vehicle and some other electronics for the vehicle. So myself and the mayor were at Representative O'Mara's open house this past week, and we graciously accepted the ceremonial presentation of the grant check that I have with me tonight. If anybody wants to see it. That is my report for you.
Thank you, Chief.
Can I ask one thing, Chief? Chief, can I ask one thing in regards to the stop sign at Leamy, Baltimore Pike?
Baltimore and Waverly.
I'm waving, I'm sorry.
Okay, so I've had officers up there. You know, some of the recent reports. So, what I have the officers do is one of several things. An officer will sit on Baltimore Pike in the turn lane with his lights on, which in effect slows traffic down some. But also it's blocking anybody from wanting to come out and turn. And there are times where nobody comes out to try to turn. There are times where people want to turn and the officers will look to turn that way. Then we have officers that on occasion we have them where they're sitting down the street and they're waiting for a violation to happen, at which point we will pull the person over, and it's you know, the officer's discretion as to whether that's going to be a citation or whether that's going to be a educational stop, in which we're instructing them about the new sign that's been there for close to 2 months now. But yes, we are up there doing the clearance.
Thank you.
Okay, next we'll have the fire report.
Amy Hayes, Deputy Chief of the Fire Company. For February 2025, fire company responded to 17 incidents. Company was in service for a total of 6 hours and 30 minutes. Total responses of 84 personnel. Personnel hours for 85 hours, 55 minutes. Average response of 12, average response of 5. The incidents consisted of 2 building fires, 7 automatic alarms, 2 motor vehicle accidents, and 1 car. 2 carbon monoxide alarms, 1 natural gas leak, 1 vehicle fire, and 1 medical assist. 9 assist other fire companies. Fire company had 2 details for 3 hours, 30 minutes, attended by 4 personnel for 6 hours and 30-minute personal hours. The company had 3 training drills for 6 hours, attended by 27 members with 54 hours of personal hours. 6 district duty engine, 4 duty engine assignments for 18 hours, attended by 28 personnel for 126 personnel hours, 12 hours of engineering, monthly maintenance, and repairs. Respectfully submitted, Jamie Gates, Deputy Chief.
Thank you. Okay. Next up, we have the fire marshal report for February 2025. Our first fire investigation, Popeye's Chicken was having an issue with false alarms at the restaurant. One day there was multiple alarms. After inspecting the business, it was determined it was caused by a bad motor in the ventilation system for the cooking area. The motor was replaced. As far as fire inspections, there was a safety issue. There was a letter to remove a covered door on Harding Way, which is the property with the door without steps. That is not an entrance into the residence. There's no follow-up items. Emergency management, the county is offering classes for the council and emergency managers in the upcoming months, if anyone is interested. As far as getting that knowledge on the emergency management. And then lastly, fire prevention. For the safety quote, test your smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors once a week in your home. This report was submitted respectfully from Rufus. That concludes my report for public safety.
Thank you. Any questions? Well, health, sanitation and recycling.
Good evening, everyone. On the agenda is the February 2025 trash report. And in February, there were 4 pickups on the Mondays for a total of 69.29 tons. Also, advertising to the community, scheduled April 12th, we're doing a Morton community cleanup. Help us make our community cleaner and greener. Here at 500 Highland Avenue, event starts at 9 until 12. Let's come together to make a difference. All ages are welcome. Supplies and light refreshments will be provided. All you need to do is show up. So if you're looking to clean up your community, or if you're not able to clean up your community, please see me and let me know if you think there is a problem on your street so that we can at least be attentive to your street. I will take recommendations from those in the community. Once again, let me know if you think it's a problem on your street, because we all come from different sides of the street here in Morton. So I collectively have a group of young people from Springfield High School that will be helping me doing their community service. So if you have a street, please let me know. Also keep in mind, also on April 12th, there's a shred event, and that's being sponsored by Senator Tim Kearney. And that's also from 9 to noon, and that's at Springfield Mall. And they ask that you bring up to 4 boxes of personal documents, electronics without freon or expired prescriptions to be safely disposed of. So here are some things that are available for any resident that wants to get rid of some shredding and electronic devices, but you may have to register, so keep that in mind. If you go to their office, it's also on the website for Senator Kearney, and there's also a telephone number that you can call to register as well. That would end my report.
I don't have anything to report this evening of anything that's pending. If anyone has any questions about their, as I mentioned earlier about to Mr. Catania about their using occupancy requirements, or there's anything that any question you would have that would be involved with the ordinances or anything, please feel free to contact me and I will do my best to get back to you right away with hopefully answers to your questions. And if no one has anything to bring up, then that's my report.
Thank you. Community economic development.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Just highlighting a couple of the events that we have coming up. The Tuskegee Airmen commemoration on March 29th. The Morton Rutledge Fire Company is hosting a breakfast with the Easter Bunny. That's on April 5th. There's another breakfast with the Easter Bunny at Borough Hall on April 12th. And who are we sponsoring, or is that somebody to the private?
It's a private event.
That's what I thought. Okay. So
but it's free.
It is free, okay. And then, as, Ms. Roberts mentioned, Morton Community Cleanup Day, make sure you come out for that on April 12th as well, in the morning time. And also, March 31st, which is next Monday, the comprehensive plan meeting is going to be here at 6 p.m. David Schwartz will come from Colliers Engineering. So if you're on that committee, please come out. I know a couple of people have been having questions with that, so they want to, address them. And this is your opportunity to do that. So make sure you're here at the Borough Hall. We're also working on a newsletter that we're hoping to come out possibly next week or maybe the week after. It's going to be like a spring/summer newsletter. It's going to highlight some of the events, some of the things that are going on in Morton. It's not going to be mailed out. It's going to be posted online and on social media because it's a longer newsletter, and it'll also be available. We'll print out a few copies for people to come here. You can grab it at your leisure, and if you need to make copies of yourself, you're more than welcome to. And there's also one that I was just given tonight, local brewery large impact on May 1st. So that's at Iron Hill Brewery in Media. And if you go up there and present this, they will give you 20% of your food bill will go to the Morton Rutledge Fire Company. So try to get on out on May 1st. And yeah. Any questions?
No, but I have one to add.
Yeah, go for it.
On June 3rd, the Stormwater Collaborative, the Eastern Delaware County Stormwater Collaborative is having a watershed and rain barrel workshop here at the Borough. You will receive a rain barrel at no cost. Morton residents first must register for this. I believe Doug's been given some information to post. So if you have any questions, there's something else you can ask me about, but it will be on the website. This has a QR code on it to register. But these are really interesting and informative. If you don't really want a rain barrel, but if you come to this, it's about an hour. The people that put this on are very good at this. Mrs. Roberts and I have attended a couple of these different seminars over the years. And so if you're interested in anything about the environment or saving some water for your garden or rinsing off your deck or your steps or something, you may want to attend. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you. That does it for my report. Thank you.
thank you. Parks and Recreation.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I was unable to attend a Zoom phone call, but my brother Jack, I asked him would he bring us up to speed as far as the Zoom and the conversation.
Yes, Stubbs and council and members of the public. Charles and I attended the National Fitness Campaign. So we're looking into moving forward. Carl needs to look at some things from a legal perspective regarding purchasing. So we're moving forward. We're going to have another phone call the first Friday in April. And Mrs. Stubbs and Bernice and whoever else on the council wants to participate, I can give you that information. We're also moving forward, as you know, there was a resolution on tonight's agenda for the phase 2 at Jacobs Park regarding the playground, but that's moving forward. So things are happening. Also want to let you know, we got some good news today. We received a check from the grant, sewer grant, in Stitchiform, that was done over the summer, for a little under 174,000. So that's a good thing. So I just want to let you know, we literally got it this afternoon. So
Thank you.
I want to thank you, brother. Appreciate that.
thank you.
That's it for me.
Thank you. Mayor's report.
Just to add, with the breakfast with the Easter Bunny afterwards, roughly about 11 o'clock, we will have a egg hunt with the fire company and the police department. I want to piggyback on the communication that Councilwoman Miller mentioned earlier with the EMS and, well, our emergency services. I want to thank the chief. When we had the incident, what was it, last week, where they shut down a portion of the road and we didn't necessarily know, and how quickly you were able to move along with Don and the Borough to be able to kind of get that out there. I know it's social media, but every bit can help with that. And to also take a look at what's going on, I tried to say the words, with the Wawa, and the traffic changes that are occurring up there. And I know we spoke about, perhaps putting things out as that changes to just make people aware that these patterns are changing. If you haven't gone through the intersection, new lights are up where there's yellow blinking lights for left-hand turns, while both sides have the green. So it's just something to be aware of when you're going up through that area. In fact, I think is it on all four lights? I'm not even sure, the yellow blinking one, because I wasn't paying attention coming up and down Baltimore, but it's entirely different than I think most of us are used to, if you will. But I just want to say thank you to the work that you guys are doing and to the fire company as well. The pasta dinner was fantastic. I know there were several of us that were there. Mr. Lee said it was really, really good too. He's nodding up here. You can't see it. So again, thank you to both of our emergency services. You guys are always, doing fantastic. So that's all I have.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
And our managers report.
Yes, as you know, we have a job vacancy. I will look into Mario's concerns, and we'll deal with it. I also wanted to let you know, with the help of Doug and Councilwoman Michelle Miller, we are slowly cleaning out the Morton TV room. It's getting there piecemeal, so we're making progress. The other thing, as Charles said, the streets, we got to decide on some streets that we want to pave. Also, tomorrow at 4 o'clock, Councilman Iger and I, and then William, will be meeting, regarding the banners. We just received the brackets, Michelle. So, we're going to be meeting to come up with a game plan. Anyone want to attend? It's at 4 o'clock tomorrow. Or at the conference table.
3 o'clock.
I'm sorry, 3 o'clock. I apologize. And also, regarding the spill, that happened over the weekend, we met, out there with the DEP, a representative of the DEP. Everything is fine. We got a clean bill of health. They actually went down to the creek behind the vents. They tested, everything was fine. So we are good to go from the DEP perspective. So I just wanted to put that out there.
Thank you. Mhm.
Several action items on the agenda tonight. The first one is the borough is looking for a motion to approve the resolution applying to the Pennsylvania Department of Conservation and Natural Resources for a DCNR grant for Morton Borough Jacobs Park Phase 2 improvements.
Can I get a motion?
Yes.
Second. Moved in second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
The second was to ratify and affirm the payments of bills listed for the month of March 2025.
I get a motion?
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved.
And then the third one would be to approve the professional services agreement for traffic planning and design in the amount of $28,900 for the design of the traffic signal upgrades pursuant to the Modi grant. Did I say that correctly, Charles?
That's not on our list.
It doesn't need to be in the list.
Okay, I'm just saying it's not.
It's on the agenda. So, yeah, you only have motion.
Can I get a motion? Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right.
Jack, there's only one motion regarding the bills list, right? Yes. That's all the motions that I'm aware of, unless the council has any others.
Thanks everybody to pay attention to all upcoming meetings and events. You had a list of events coming up, so please document and please, everybody try to think as much as possible. Now we're moving on to open discussion.
I had a couple of comments, if I could, before open discussion. One, I had a question about, did the residential bills for Portnoy get sent off to Portnoy.
I'm sorry.
Yes,
Yes,
Yes.
Yeah, when was that? Pardon?
This afternoon.
And the other thing is, I want to reiterate something that Mr. Semino said. Placing this advertisement without it being voted on by council, I think it's a violation of the Sunshine Act. We haven't discussed this position. It was just presented to council. At least I know nothing of what happened with Mr. Wasakovich and so on and so forth. This is just something that was sent to us or sent to me and the rest of council that we haven't had any discussion on it. So I would appreciate anything being looked into. Mr. Lips, like you had said that you would do.
Can you repeat the question?
My statement is, and I'll make it a question, that council was not informed about Mr. Wasakovich's leaving our employment. We have had no discussion and just would have liked to have had some information about this. I think, I believe it's a violation of Sunshine to run this ad without our approval and okaying it before the ad is run, whether it's on the website or if it's going to be published anywhere or sent out to anyone to be published. We basically, I know basically nothing about what's going on with this position any more than when it was mentioned by a resident in public at our last meeting. And that's my statement.
thank you.
Yes.
I believe actually at the last meeting, it was announced by a member of the public that the treasurer had resigned.
The council
It
knew
was.
about-
It was.
And,
Yes,
before
council knew.
my understanding is that the notice of the resignation was provided to all council members in their mailbox.
This guy. They really. Mhm.
Moving forward, if there's a replacement, the council
Wasn't there?
We have a meeting.
discuss it and vote on the replacement.
Thank you.
Nonetheless, it was never discussed with us. None of this was ever discussed. That's my point. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's cool.
Mr. Lee,
Good evening.
Good evening.
123 West Sylvan Avenue, Morton, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, United States of America. Thank you, Mayor Hammack, you kind of stole my thunder, but I did enjoy the pasta dinner. It was great. It was fantastic. My compliments to the chefs. Second of all, if you haven't received it already, the fire company sent out their fundraising appeals in the mail. You should have it by now. If not, you'll have it in the near future. Please consider a donation. You're not being asked to give up your mortgage or anything really exorbitant. Our fire company mainly depends on donations, and they're volunteers. They don't get paid. If donations slack to the point where the council has to approve a paid fire department, you think your taxes are high now? You have no idea what a paid fire department would do to the tax bill. So think long and hard to give a donation. I think you'll find. I think you might find something reasonable that you can give up, that you really can do without. Second of all, as for the stormwater event, I'm really tired of things really being online. Would it really be that much of a hassle to send out a notice to the residents about this event, where and how they can sign up? Not everyone has the internet, and those who do, not everyone goes to the Morton website. And for everything that's, you need an app or a QR code, I have no idea what they mean. I see things like that you're making me wish we could go back to the days of the paid toilets. Yes, I'm old enough to remember when department stores had paid toilets. You wanted to do your business, you had to put a dime and to go in there. And okay, then you're making me miss those days. But in all seriousness, I don't think it would really be that much of a hassle to send out a notice to the residents about this, those who might be interested in attending. My time's up. Okay,
Yes.
well, thank you for listening. Good night. May God bless all.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you, Mr. Lee. Mr. Salino.
All right, Samino, 46 South Morton Avenue. Yeah, just to piggyback on my earlier comments, it's clear there's a critical misconstrual of what the treasurer position is under the borough code. The treasurer, and you should verify all this in more detail with the auditor. I think you'd be well, advised to do that. But the treasurer position is meant to be a checks and balance position under borough code. The person cutting the checks and doing the actual bookkeeping should not be the treasurer, because that breaches the checks and balances role of the treasurer. And also the point is the treasurer position is defined statutorily in the borough code. That has to be the role of the treasurer. They can sometimes do other things, but it can't be things in breach of that checks and balance where they're not checking their own work. So as I said, I would highly recommend you discuss this with the auditor, but the way this CFO solicitation reads and is being described flies in the face of being able to fulfill the treasurer roles, which you are required to have someone fulfilling under the borough code. So this is, that part of it's not council's decision. You have to fill the treasurer position, but it can't be with the person that would be filling the CFO position. That's all I have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Todd.
I don't have to come to borough meetings anymore because everybody steals my thunder. But anyway, Cecilia Todd, 110 Althea Lane. Mr. Lee did speak to the annual fund letter. I just want to remind everybody that you can turn it over and see all of the Morton Rutledge Fire Company schedule of events. So it's all written on the back. Put it on your refrigerator, and there's telephone numbers if you want to call and get more information. It's on our website, and we'd be happy to have everybody come out and participate in the events that we're planning. That's important. Mr. Eager did speak to the event at the Iron Hill Brewery. You need to present one of these forms to get not to get the discount, but for the company to reap the benefits of the rewards. Whatever your bill is, 20% of your bill, less alcohol and less taxes is going to go to the fire department. So you actually need to take a voucher with you on May 1st, and it's all day. So you can go for lunch or dinner. So they're here if you need them. There is breakfast with the Easter Bunny. Pick one up before you leave. And the other thing I wanted to remind you of is the election calendar. If you know somebody that needs to register to vote, if you want to know when you need to order or drop off your ballot, all that information is here too. So thank you.
Thank you.
Seal, and maybe Don, could we mention that no amount is too small? Because I think sometimes people think that like sending $25 in doesn't make a difference.
$5 is just as valuable.
Because they all add up.
Company.
Right.
It is. And your participation in our event means a lot to us too. And it's always good to see everybody. Meeting the resident.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Sexton.
Dorothy Sexton.
I'm coming.
I live on Mitchell Avenue, 13 Mitchell. I was okayed, and I appreciate all you guys saying that you passed me for a handicap spot. I appreciate that. The thing is, I have a meter outside and I can't come down the steps. I come down the steps maybe once every 2 days. And I can't come down to put money in the meter.
I don't think those meters work.
I know they don't, but when they start working,
They won't be working. You can't buy the heads to repair them anymore. They really should be removed,
oh, okay.
to be
So I don't
honest.
have to worry about it.
I wouldn't worry about it.
Well, it's
Thank
true.
you.
Well,
I
we're not gonna say
appreciate
that's
that.
not gonna happen.
Yeah.
We'll be looking into it for you.
All right, thank you.
Uh-huh,
Thank
thank you.
Thanks.
Mr. Harry Miro?
Now you want.
Mr. Harris?
You're up.
All that fine.
Good evening, hi,
Good
son.
evening.
Good
Good evening.
Good evening. Council, I'm Harry Mira from the AMVETS.
Yes.
I have with me my first vice commander Renee and Anderson, Army Reserve, Army retired, sorry. Our treasurer, Master Ticola, Army. I was in the Air Force and I'm an active member of the AMVETS for 45 years, Korean veteran.
Yes.
I have to apologize to the borough and to the building inspector that we had a problem with the fence around the borough. I don't know if you heard, but the trees have been falling down.
Mhm.
Fell three times and they ruined our fence. We ruined, to be exactly 75 feet of fence. Now we're obligated to fix it, so I was told. And we're working on some problem because we were told 35 years ago that the fence did not belong to us. The engineering department said the fence belongs to Morton Borough.
Mhm.
So I don't know if we own it or not. But there was a piece of paper I got just this past week showing property plans from 1960, which is on a borderline which shows us possibly the owners of that fence. So they're asking us to fix it. But I'm asking the borough, why have these trees kept falling on our property? How many times do they have to fall before we cut them all down? There's something wrong here. We have all these trees that are coming down, 70 feet of footing is gone. I talked to the engineering at Catania's about this,
Mhm.
and we discussed it, and we said, as long as it's down, why bother putting up another one? What is the fencing there for? We have no idea. It's just there. So we're thinking of possibly, rather than paying $2,000 or $3,000 to put up fencing again. Again, we don't know when the next tree is going to fall. Now, if the next tree falls, who's responsible? Are we? Not so. Talk to a lawyer today, and they said, if a tree falls on your property once, you fix it. If it falls twice, you fix it. But if a tree falls a third time, there's some questions here that has to be answered. And we shouldn't have to answer that. I like to see borough cut the trees down. So if we put up fencing, we won't be afraid of the trees falling on them. So we are from AMVETS Post 118. We've been very active in the borough. We joined the service for only one thing, to protect America. People don't like veterans anymore. We seem to be getting the short end of the stick many
Your time is
times.
up,
And
sir.
I'm rushing because I only have a couple of minutes.
Your time is up, but we'll be looking into it for you.
So I'm very sorry, but we at the AMVETS, we're helping veterans.
I'm sorry,
thank you
sir.
so much.
Your time is up, so we will be looking into it for you.
Thank you.
And we thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. Take care.
Harry,
You got
Mr.
finished.
Mayor, we had the conversation today,
Yeah.
and I spoke to Charles and I spoke to Carl. and we all are on that same, you know,
Matter.
same page to be able to, like I told you, that we would all meet and we'd have the conversation and figure it out.
Is the fence ours or not?
That's what I'm saying. We have to figure it out
Okay.
because there's conflicting information and we'll figure it out. Like I said, once I knew about it, you saw how quickly that went, right?
Thank you,
You're welcome.
thank you.
Thank you, sir.
You put me in, okay.
Mr. Hefner. Thanks for seeing that.
Mr. Hefner,
So after FBA Industries at 201 North Morton Avenue. At those locations, we have dumpsters, cardboard dumpsters from Gold Medal or Ativi. You may have seen them around. And between the two buildings, I have about 24 yards of cardboard. I've been trying to get them empty for about 3-4 months now. I finally got a hold of somebody and they said they stopped collecting cardboard. They don't want the cardboard. So essentially, I asked them to remove the dumpsters with the cardboard. But I was just curious if there's any referrals for cardboard recycling, because we go through a lot of cardboard. I just hate putting it into my dumpster. I have no problem doing that because we have multiple pickups a week. But again, I prefer to recycle, because I know the borough recycles cardboard and other items. So maybe after the meeting, if somebody could let me know at work where I can go to have this recycled, if they still do the cardboard and paper.
I can give you,
Mr.
I can give you a contact.
Excellent. But thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, thank you. Mr. Lillicrap.
Mr. President, members of council, speaking to you as your representative of the Spindletop County Authority, also the chairman over there. Mrs. Miller, chairman of the Law and Order. I wish you folks would consider adding to the use and occupancy inspection of private laterals on the lawn. This is, for instance, the borough has metered freshwater usage historically runs between 58 and 62 million gallons a year. That's the water coming into the houses and businesses. This billing period, our metered wastewater flows were 205,317,954 gallons. There's been a lot of work done on the treatment plants, on the conveyance authorities, and on your collection systems. The EPA statement they consider that the inflow and infiltration problem that we're having, it is the stormwater getting into the wastewater. 44% of that they think is coming from private laterals. So if you want to look into that, that would be on the transfer of the property. That's where most of the townships are doing that now. There's a cost to it for the homeowner, and being as it's usually in the transfer, they consider it coming out of the proceeds of the sale. So I'm just presenting that to you, Mrs. Miller.
I'd love to talk to you about that. Not now, but at some time. Yeah.
But I would know, okay?
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Here's our public comment. Again, pay attention to all upcoming events. The motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second. Meeting.